Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk to Aleksander Haretski about eyes. Welcome.
Hello.
Does a man have to wear glasses?
He has to if he lost his eyesight, but not necessarily. I have a friend in Belarus who is an ophthalmologist, and when I told him 20 years ago that I have drops that restore sight, he said he graduated from the university and he has never heard of a method that can completely restore vision. Several years ago we met again. He had already undergone several operations and did not recognize me from just 3 meters away. He asked me about the drops. So we always have a choice. We can either fight these problems or wear glasses. Wearing the glasses, however, causes the gradual increase of the defect and results in thicker glasses, so the problem still exists. It's not possible to fight off the problem with glasses. Dr. Bates was one of the first ones who developed the method of exercises which help improve eyesight. At that time this method was a complete breakthrough, and hardly anyone used it because people were less aware in eyewear industry.
Still flourishes.
Yes, exactly. Would you believe that $40 billion per year is spent for glasses only? This is a huge business, 40 billion. Each country can only envy such an economy.
But it's not just the glasses. We shouldn't forget about contact lenses.
Nope, I'm speaking of glasses only, but there is also a great income from spectacle frames and eye surgery. This is business, no doubt about it. If someone wants to wear glasses, it is okay, but there is also the possibility to get rid of it. Let me remind you that there is an exercise that can effectively heal your eyesight. However, I think we need more exercises to heal the eye. Why? When Dr. Bates developed this method, there weren't as many diseases, viruses and infections as we have today. I really loved what I read in one of your Polish medical books that chlamydia not only has a bad effect on sight, joints and infertility, it does have an impact as we all know, but in those books I came across a very good description of some example. That is the main cause of blindness in the world is caused by chlamydia. I'm now talking of the main cause. Once you know what causes the problem, then you already know what you need to fight with. At this moment there is no cure for chlamydia in conventional medicine, and also there's no component in folk medicine that would fight off the problem as well. A good result can be achieved with silt sulfide mud I use, which contains a type of bacteria that fights off chlamydia. Immune system is important too. If the immune system functions well, the normalization of the absolute number of chlamydial genomes occurs. 20 years ago it was believed that every second person had chlamydia genome. But today, in my opinion, we all have it, but it can't always be detected. The medicine states exactly the same. Not everyone can be tested as positive for chlamydia even though it occurs. I think that the bacteria is present in every human, but while with some people it can develop fast and be very harmful, the other won't suffer. It all depends on the immune system. During Dr. Bates' time of teaching, humans' immune system was in better condition. I will explain more next time as it touches the topic of the food quality in that time. And believe me, you will be surprised.
So, since chlamydia is the basic cause of eye diseases, then how can we get rid of it using eye exercises?
The point is that chlamydia develops in places where there is no movement, such as joints, spine. If people won't develop if don't move, hip joints are very exposed in a sitting position. Common women problem urinary tract infection. Man may have problems with prostate. As you can observe, reduced blood flow. Problem with eyesight. Why I mention this? Everyone tends to focus only on the eye, thinking that the problem is only with the eye, but the problem lies deeper.
In the brain.
Yes, in the brain as well. I still follow many studies plus top research done by Dr. Bates. Yes, in the brain as well. I still follow many studies plus top research done by Dr. Bates, who developed very effective methods for exercises and explained the way they work. It looks like the problem is in the muscles. What we can see is this only the part of the eye. The rest of it is hidden from us. Looking up or down, our muscles work even though we don't see it. If you want to see what is in right front of you, both four oblique muscles, and two rectus muscles, which you can see here, squeeze. The oblique muscles squeeze the eye, creating shots just like in a camera.
It's the sharpness, visual acuity.
Yes, visual acuity. The muscles squeeze the eye, creating so-called sharpness. The lens operates separately and the eye separately. Traditional medicine cares only about the lens, but the eye should be also taken into account. You can focus only on lens and the muscles in this part, but you can stimulate these muscles as well. So the medicine goes in one direction and deals with the parts that don't move, that don't stretch and relax. For example, squeezing the muscles without relaxing. You then compensate that by wearing contact lenses or glasses. So either that or muscles. Muscles can be trained, but the problem is that muscles are being consumed by chlamydia. It eats the muscles. That's why they disappear, they're gone, simply stop working. When we wear glasses, we can only look straight ahead. The eye's movement is limited to one direction. When you wear your glasses, the only thing that moves is your head. Earlier you moved your eyes. To look around you would just have to look aside, but wearing glasses it's not possible. The glasses interfere with the vision when you turn your head around, and so the muscles stop working. This is why chlamydia consumes the muscles even quicker. There's then no chance of recovery. Chlamydia is the main cause of blindness around the world. It will keep destroying the muscles. And right here, between these muscles, we have veins that keep blood flowing, and the nerve which receives all the information from the eye. So, when the muscles are already eaten by chlamydia, the virus attacks the nerve of the eye and the man becomes blind. In order to fight this off, you should strengthen the immune system in the first place. act upon this particular part of an eye by applying a medication to kill the bacteria and stimulate the eye's function.
You mean chlamydia, not bacteria?
Well, virus or bacteria, nobody knows for sure whether it's actually virus or bacteria. Chlamydia can be both a virus and bacteria. Let's now think about the problem. The thing is, we do not have the resources to fight this off. And second of all, another problem is the access to the eye itself. The muscles are out of reach. I will now show you something, and you've probably seen this before, but didn't put much attention. The eye socket is a bony cup inside that's surrounding the eye. You can see the muscles. Once the infection affects this area, it's just impossible to get inside.
You can't clean it up.
Nope, you can't get in. Not at all. The second thing is that we think that the muscles are within the shown area. Actually, these muscles are connected to muscles responsible for eye control, facial movements, and are the muscles under the skin and the bone. All muscles are connected. Summing up, everything we have on the front of the head is connected to vision. Another important thing you hardly ever heard about, or were misinformed about, is that 50% of bioenergy produced by the body, and more precisely our brain, goes to our eyes. 50%.
Your sight absorbs and transmits a great amount of energy.
Please understand such a thing. Now I'm looking at you, but at the same time I can see everything around me. My eyes scan every single millimeter of this room. It saves it so when I close my eyes, I still remember where the things are located. This is all work of the brain. Each millisecond our eyes record things which are then stored in the brain. Hypnosis helps people to recall things which they saw years and years before. What is it, you ask? It's all the images stored in our brain.
Holographically.
Yes. Whatever you see is saved in your brain. The human brain is more complex and has a bigger capacity than any computer. It all goes through your eyes. But first, in order to see and analyze things, your eyes have to see it. That's why it needs almost 50% of your energy to analyze it all and store it in a number of places. Very often when you write or read in the evening you feel tired, almost wrecked. That's not just because you're tired. You're tired because your eyes use most of your energy and can't keep going anymore. It's more like in a computer when the battery goes to zero. Computer switches itself off. This is the same with the brain. It turns itself off and needs a break to start up again. In my opinion, the eye is the most important organ which people don't put their special attention to. They don't even realize how much it influences human energy and the way their whole organism functions. Why do you think we are able to cure incurable diseases? It's because no matter how good your vision is, we give you eye drops and show you how to do eye exercises. You're then capable to recover from diseases which you came with, plus heal your eyesight. If you don't fix your eyes, the result is rather poor.
So maintaining good eyesight is the key to success?
Absolutely. This is the thing which people don't understand it and often forget about it. They buy glasses, but the problem doesn't disappear. As a result, eyeball muscles become badly tight, and the brain works to its limits when it can't see things properly. If your vision is poor, then your brain runs into tight limits on energy. The energy that should be spent on healing and regenerating other organs is only transmitted to support the eyes. A healthy man needs 50% of his bioenergy to run their vision, but an ill man can use up to 100% just to be able to see.
Okay, so if 90% of patient's energy supports the eyes, then the rest of the organs don't have enough energy to work.
Yes, there is nothing left. What do you think is the nervous system? People tend to think that the nervous system is only about the nerves, but what it is actually, it's like the light. You switch it on and off, simply the light. Electricity. It's only installation cables, sensors everywhere. The most important thing is the brain, which is like the generator. When it sends electrostimulation, our hands squeeze. They get artificial electricity which goes to all organs in the body. How can it support our body if the brain doesn't produce enough electricity? You have to understand that the brain is the biggest and the strongest generator in the world. People don't seem to understand how much energy it can produce.
We have then the problem with distributing it all over the body.
Yes, it's distribution problem. So, let's focus on muscles. The muscles are very important, and if we don't properly take care of them, if we don't exercise them, then we have eye problems which affect the whole organism. I always say I don't heal anybody without curing the eyes. The eye drops I make and recommend are compulsory. Right after releasing our previous video where I reminded of the eye drops, people started calling me asking about the eye drops and the book. And I just want to remind you now that the Polish version of the book is available for free on my website. I don't want to publish it and print it. I give it for free. There is no point in printing it and sending it to anybody. Why wasting money on something like that? The next thing I want to mention are the eye drops that I make by myself. At the moment I have 4 companies. 2 of them are here and the other 2 are in Belarus, and even though I'm a busy man, I have time to harvest and preserve herbs, to make drops not only for me but for patients as well. So everybody should find time to do it for themselves. Everybody. If you say you are too busy to do that, then you can forget about your health. You shouldn't be so lazy and only buy what people give, but do it yourself. If you do it with your own hands, it will help you. Otherwise it won't work as effectively. So, let's return to eye again. As I said earlier, a very important thing is the eye muscles. Right here, short and long. And here we have the nerves and veins. Once the inflammation appears here, it will destroy the nerves and veins. If you don't take care of the eye as a whole, it will result in losing the ability to see.
Okay, so how these eye drops work?
For me personally, they work great. One of my earliest books was written when I didn't have the knowledge I have now about the effect of these drops. I stated then that we shouldn't use the eye drops continuously. Yes, we need to take breaks, but it's not completely true. I shall explain later. The point is that if the blood circulatory system in this area doesn't work properly, the muscles don't move and the infection already destroyed the veins and the nervous system. And we have a problem with blood circulation. The immune system doesn't work and it can't fight the disease. Once we start using the eye drops, they start to nourish these muscles. It's important to remember that while dosing the drops, we should not only put them into the eyes, but also spread the drops all over the eye area, which allows the medicine to be absorbed through the skin as well. These drops provide 100% nourishment to the eye. The eye and the muscles get everything that they need. So for instance, if somebody's sight ability worsened a little bit, and they don't wear glasses yet, it should be enough for them to use the drops for 3 to 4 days, and the vision shall return to normal. You wouldn't need to use them anymore. If your vision worsened big time, then you should use the drops until all the functions are restored. Why? When we use the eye drops, they nourish all the cells and parts to the back of the eye.
The back of the eye.
Yes, this front area is not important. People think that drops heal this area, but no, it's not true. They work here. And when we apply them here, they feed the back of the eye. Once we nourish this area, the patient can feel the difference for sure, as he will feel a slight pain. Interestingly enough, once you stop using the eye drops, the vision worsens immediately. Why? It's because you can't nourish all the muscles within 1-2 months. There is no sufficient blood flow to feed the muscles the way the drops do. You have to rebuild the muscles with so-called artificial food so that new veins and nerves can be rebuilt. So first of all, you need to nourish the muscles and then slowly, step by step, rebuild new veins and nerves.
So the most important is this part right here at the back.
Yes. Look, if you start applying the drops right here, it will slowly start the rebuilding process until it gets here, where the nerve is, and it gets right here. It takes a long time to rebuild each single cell, to fight with inflammation. It takes a long time to rebuild each single cell, to fight with inflammation, and to stimulate the muscle regeneration process. I saw the film. I don't know if it's true or not, but in these drops there is an ingredient called greater celandine. In this documentary from an academy in Ukraine, where they show that they rebuild the eyes from scratch.
You mean the eye sockets were empty?
Yes. The holes were here. There was nothing there. It was a young man without eyes. He had some kind of accident or something. I can send you this link so you can watch it. For a period of 1 year, he only used the drops made of greater celandine. At the beginning, something started to grow. Then the eyes grew twice as big as normal, then they started to reduce their size to normal. Later they started to open, etc. I know it's hard to believe it. I wouldn't believe it if they had used a different thing than I normally use in my practice. I wouldn't believe at all. But in that case, the chances of the story to be true are 50-50. But yes, there is such a possibility. In my opinion, greater selenite is some kind of revelation. I have a friend who cut off his finger on a building site, not much but still a serious thing. He used greater selenite to glue it back together. No stitches, no operation. Nothing at all. He did it all by himself.
You mean the eye sockets were empty?
Yes. He cut his finger and had nothing to lose. He took greater selenite, applied few drops and put his finger back together without any disinfectant.
Apparently he believed it would work.
He still had problems with the nervous system in that amputated area. But even that disappeared eventually after 10 years.
So, can we move on to the exercises?
I will explain how to exercise the muscles in a moment. To sum up, as I said before, there are 4 straight and oblique muscles. The oblique ones have some kind of a hook which is responsible for squeezing and controlling the eye. Sometimes this hook doesn't work and blocks the eye. The eye could be, for example, too squeezed, which often causes myopia or presbyopia if the eye can't get squeezed. This is the whole system. People think that the eye is only what we can see, the outer part, but we must remember that we should take care of the parts that are behind the eyeball.
Okay, so how should we look after our muscles?
We must exercise them. There is no other possibility. Dr. Bates developed a method consisting of about 100 exercises which stimulate the eyesight. Let me briefly tell you how he came up with it. He was a really good ophthalmologist who realized that wearing the glasses is useless, and it worsens the condition of the eye. That was the reason why he started looking for a different method which could heal eyes. He studied various techniques that were used all over the world, and he came across a method used by native tribes in Canada. It was said that they never had any problems concerning eyes and vision. He considered food as one of many probable reasons for such condition. Moreover, losing the sight would mean a catastrophe to the men that had to hunt and live. They wouldn't be able to hunt, so they wouldn't be able to live. He discovered that their secret lies in certain exercises they repeated on a regular basis.
So they were completely aware what they have to do, that they need to exercise?
Yes, they exercised regularly and no one was going blind. Not a single person had an eyesight problem through all life. So if you do it regularly you won't have any problems with eyes. We should also boost our immune system so that we can prevent chlamydia. Back then, as I said, it was not necessary since they had a healthy lifestyles and good food quality.
Nowadays, there are a lot of books about these methods on the market.
Yes, there is one written by Bates. It's that thick. And the exercises he presents are, I think, very difficult to do. I've read it and it's quite hard to grasp. I'm going to show you the ones that I chose to be the most important and crucial. The minimum I will be showing should be regularly used by anyone who wants to improve their sight. This film has been created for all new patients who keep asking about these exercises to help them all over the world. I'm just a little bit tired explaining the same thing all over again, so I'm going to show all of you how to do it properly. First of all, we don't have to do all of the exercises at once, but we should start slowly, one by one. You can't exercise too hard because then you can damage your eyesight. If you strain your muscles too much, they will hurt. The same things will happen with your eye muscles. This is the first exercise, you can all do it. Each exercise should be repeated 10 times. You can repeat it with me and play this clip every time you want to practice. We look up and down, keep your head in one position, you only need to move your eyes. We stretch your eye muscles and repeat it 10 times up and down and stretch them quite hard. It shouldn't be too light. After each exercise you need to blink. The exercise stretched your eyes, so now you have to blink to relax it. This method is based on stretching, wearing as well as relaxing the muscles. If you forget about relaxing, then it's not good as well. So, I'm blinking. Next, we look right and left. Right, 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 left. I am now blinking again. Next, from the top right to the bottom left diagonal. Then the other way round, from the top left to bottom right diagonal. You know, Alex, while doing this exercise I don't only feel my eye muscles stretching but the whole face as well. Do you feel it too? Yes or no?
Yes.
You can feel all the facial muscles working. As I said, it's not only the eyesight that we exercise.
It's generally all around the face.
Sometimes when you stretch it really hard it goes up to here. Next, we look up, from right to left. Right to left. Right to left. Let's blink again. Then we look down, again from right to left. Blinking. Then we look to the right, up and down. You need to keep stretching the muscles to the maximum. The muscles need to work maximum. Yes, let's blink again. Now we look left, up and down. Let's take a little break so that your eyes can relax. And I will tell you about the side effect of these exercises. It is something that women will like because it simply helps reduce the wrinkles.
You mean in this area?
Yes, that's right. Around the eyes and under the eyes the wrinkles disappear.
Sorry.
A side effect. So the eye drops and exercises can make you look younger. Let's pass on to next exercise. As we did it before, we make square eye movements, like a square from left to right. Blinking. Now the same but from right to left. Blinking. Now I'm going to show you one more exercise developed by Bates 100 years ago, which can restore the energy that you lost during eye stretching. We're now losing a great amount of energy on this exercise, so we need to get it back. It's called palming. It's a kind of bioenergy therapy. Nothing else. You rub your hands so the palms get very hot. We then put it like this to your eyes. Many people say we should put the hands like that, but I say it's the opposite really. My advice as a bioenergy therapist is to do it like this, because if the hands touch one another then they neutralize the energy that we just gained. It's positive and negative charge. Touching each other we create short circuit. We don't want this, we want to pass the energy so it's better. If the hands should be at least 1 millimeter away from each other to keep the energy. If the hands should be at least 1 millimeter away from each other to keep the energy. The center of the palms should touch the center of the eye, just like this. The center of the palms should touch the center of the eye, just like this. Apart from this, the eye should be opened so the energy from the hand is absorbed better by the eyes, not the eyelids. Make sure it's dark that you cannot see anything when you put your hands on your eyes. It should be completely dark. For those who study a lot, especially at night.
When somebody studies right,
When he studies at school or university, spends a lot of time studying at night, but feel tired, lost his energy and can't continue anymore, the palming exercise is very good. It can boost you up the way that the bioenergy which comes through your hands will feed your brain. It works through your eyes. This method is really amazing. It's basically simple bioenergy therapy. Native American Indians knew it back then. There was even a woman in Russia who patented this method. How can you own something that is an integral part of life and has been used by people for thousands of years? I can tell for sure that every human uses bioenergy subconsciously. It's pure genetics. When you have a stomachache, you put your hands right here. What do you think it is? It's bioenergy healing. Some people are so much afraid of this simple term. Once they hear that we heal through bioenergy, they immediately assume it is some kind of witchcraft, whilst it is just a natural energy that we all have in exchange to save humans' life. Some people have energy deficiency and some have excess bioenergy, so they can send it to another being to help. You just need to know how to collect and improve the energy to use it and pass it to another person. There is nothing magical about it. When you have a toothache again, you put your hand to your cheek instinctively. Do you think it's just a coincidence? No. It has its bioenergetic function. You can really ease the pain by sending energy which boosts your immune system and relaxes your nervous system. It works so simple. Nevertheless, people are afraid of it and there's nothing much we can do about it. They're completely unaware and don't understand it. That's just the way it is. So let's go back to our exercises. The break we just took was necessary. You must remember to always relax in between, not to strain your eyes too much, and not do all the things at the time. Especially at the beginning, you can't force your muscles. Once you get a little bit more practice, then you don't need to take breaks. At this stage you need to take it easy. Let's continue our exercising. Now we make circle eye movements. Starting top left clockwise, you can make more than 10 circles, not less. You can do more. I don't usually count, but it's minimum 10 circles. Repeat each exercise not less than 10 times. Blinking.
What if someone is not able to make circular movements but they are either egg-shaped or strange shapes?
I was actually waiting for that question. Then it means that you suffer from astigmatism. It's caused by the problems with the eye muscles. So some of the muscles work differently, right? Yes, the muscles. Some of them can't release the squeeze and some can't relax. The muscles jump from one side to the other or just like this. This way, it's not possible to make circles. It's astigmatism. What happens is that the muscles can't relax properly, and they behave like a ball. When you squeeze it from one side, it pushes out from the other side.
So it's uneven, in other words.
Yes. The eye becomes uneven and you can see muscles jumping in and out.
Okay, but I understand that these exercises normalize everything?
Let me tell you this. I had a 60-year-old patient with strabismus from Germany. He was born with the squint, incurable thing. His father and all the family was the same.
So all in his family had the same crossed eyes problem?
Yes, but actually one of his eyes was turned right but the other one was normal. He didn't use this eye. He practically didn't see anything. Only black and white. That's all. After 10 days of using my eye drops doing exercises, this 60-year-old man managed to reverse the condition and get healed. He was crying like a baby. He was so happy because all of his life he was ashamed of his squint. It took 10 days. 10 days was enough to set this eye. For the next 4, maybe 5 months he had to continue with exercises to see the colors.
So he was colorblind?
He could only see black and white. That's what he saw. After some time he started seeing different colors. He also had to learn how to maintain binocular function, and keeping the two eyes working together. It's 60 years of such a life, right from the birth and genetic problem. Still he managed to heal it. There's one more condition that all of you should know about. When wearing contact lenses or glasses, the thing revolves around the brain again. The point is that the brain always understands and knows what we want. The brain knows if it should repair something or not, to improve something or not. So when we, for example, wear glasses, then for the brain, it means that the condition of our eyes is perfect and we don't have any problem. So if you continue wearing the glasses and don't exercise your eyes, nothing will change for better. Not at all. Of course the glasses will make you see better, but the vision won't improve. You will see the colors and will see better. Nevertheless, the condition of your sight will remain the same. It's 100% true and there's nothing to discuss about. For instance, if you wear +4 diopter glasses, and want to do these exercises, you should change to +3.5 diopter. You need to let your brain know that there is something missing, and it needs to start repairing and reducing the diopter from +4 to 3.5. The brain needs to have a goal to achieve. Yes. Without the goal there will be no improvement. Once you see that +3.5 is enough for you, then you can switch again to +3. So we go down. Later, 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1 and so on until you get to 0. Later, 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1 and so on until you get to 0. It's only by going down. When exercising you need to see and stretch your muscles at the same time. Stretching is also an exercise. The brain and the eye muscles which stretch during that process work, and improve the vision. Otherwise nothing else will work. The same man with the squint I mentioned earlier was still residing when we started this. There was some furniture delivered to apartments of the academy and a cooker required installation. He was after his 5 days of irregular exercise, and complete rejection of his glasses. These were +4 diopter glasses which he used to have for his healthy eye. His vision improved a lot without the glasses. However, he decided to put the glasses on while installing the furniture to see the manuals properly. He cried again because his vision got worse immediately. Everything he had achieved during that 5 days of exercises was gone. All the hard work was lost.
So it's the lazy brain.
I told him it could happen, but he didn't believe me. He experienced this by putting his glasses on, and got shocked. 5 days of hard work, and you lose the result in 1 second. The brain immediately reversed back to the previous condition, with nothing to repair. He threw away his glasses as he didn't need it for work anymore. So let me say it one more time, the glasses are pure evil. They don't give you chance to recover. Also, let me remind you that sunglasses enable you to see straight only. That's the first thing. Second problem is with chlamydia. Sun kills chlamydia. I will repeat that once again. The only available medicine is the sun. Sun and its ultraviolet destroys the chlamydia. Everyone with the eye problem are the fans of sunglasses. How can you cure them then? You have no chance to improve your sight wearing sunglasses. Whoever wants to improve the eyesight should get rid of sunglasses immediately.
I've heard about the glasses with tiny holes.
This is deception. 100%.
But I heard it can help sometimes.
Yes, but it's only placebo. It's about the brain again. It makes the brain to think you want to cure something. But speaking from my experience and basing on Bates' method, I can assure you that the glasses themselves don't have any healing effect. What you need to do is to exercise. Okay, let's go back to exercises. So far the ones we did aimed at stretching and twisting some parts of the muscles. Now we need something else. We previously turned the eye around, right?
So it's now about the lens, right?
You do understand that we turned around the eye and its muscles. And now I'm going to show you the ones that will squeeze and relax the eyeball.
By working with oblique muscles.
Yes, oblique muscles. They need to work. All of them need to work, but oblique muscles are now the most important. All you have to do now is to look far and near. Far and near. The simplest and best method that will help you is to follow your finger like this. You reach your nose, follow your finger and spin around like this, far and near, so that all the muscles are working. You then look even further, like this. You change sides and make circles with your finger. Get closer to your nose. Remember to look directly at the finger. Focus only on the finger so that you can see it clearly. You should follow all the details you find on your finger.
Sharpness it is.
You get sharpness when you follow the finger. It's on your finger, nothing else. You achieve maximum sharpness when looking at your finger only. If you can't see sharp, slow down circling with your finger. Let's blink. Next exercise, similar but you start from the top over your head. It engages different muscles.
Blinking.
Blinking. Relax. Let's now regain some energy because we lost a lot. So, palming again. We could repeat the palming or bioenergy therapy after each single exercise if you wish. You can do it every second exercise. It's up to you. But we should do it obligatory. We lose so much energy that we need to restore it. We can also massage the eyeballs. Relax them. Just like this. You can massage the muscles around the face as well. It's hard to use only one method to stimulate your muscles. We need something extra here.
Лузные и чтобы они нормально працювали, м'ясні розпрацювати м'яснями тяжко. Треба щось ще додати.
Some kind of stimulus.
Yes, we need to stretch them harder. There's an exercise that reinforces the result and stimulate the muscles. Following the things we've just did, we can do something extra. This is what we can do. Use 2 fingers. Put them right here, and put them right inside, and massage each direction.
И массуешь в różne strony и najwięcej podwyższaешь око, так, żeby ona, zobaczcie, daleko wsadzić.
You put it quite deep and massage intensively.
Napinają mięśnie,
This way you stretch these part of muscles which can't be exercised.
ćwiczenie zrobić. Później trzeba troszeczkę wyciercie, poprzycierać tak.
You rub your eyes gently and massage the eyeball. Open your eyes.
So in other words, we massage the lower part of the eyeball.
Yes, we put the fingers here underneath and raise the eyeball up and down. We squeeze it at the same time to relax the eye and muscles.
Оторвать трошечки їх. Также
Now we put 2 fingers on the top of the eyelid. Look, right here.
глибоко кладемо.
We push the eyeball and again we give it a nice step massage, as deep as we can.
Или максимально можна садити, или сазали.
Women who have long nails may find it difficult to do it. It may not work well.
Носять дуже. Также можете не удать.
Blinking. After these exercises you may come across some problems with sharpness of vision for few seconds.
A kind of haziness.
Yes, but it's absolutely normal, so don't worry about it. It's a temporary thing. Relaxing and blinking again. Let's continue the exercises. Now, let's put the fingers right here.
Теж масуємо.
Massage it vigorously.
Только з замкнутими
Remember to have your eyes closed and of course so it shouldn't be painful for you.
ока вкладати палюшки. Это може хто.
It seems to be obvious, but it's better to inform just in case of eye sore type of complaints.
It's important that you don't hurt yourself.
Yes, it's important that you get fully engaged with the exercise but it doesn't hurt. It's obvious. Look how deeply I put my fingers.
Ну і зараз засталось з этой.
We have one more side of the eye left to massage, right here. I'm massaging the eyes.
І оком, і масуємо око.
The inside structure of our eye is like gel, like water.
Фактично як вода така виповнена. І є така
There is an exercise that works similarly to the washing machine, spinning the water inside.
то фактично вода відлітає.
centrifugal force?
Yes. If our muscles disappear, the eyeball retreats.
М'ясні заніклі, то воно входить до сродка.
So what we need to do is to relax it a little bit and give it the possibility to stretch. The muscles are too squeezed and they stop working.
The gel should push the eyeball in this direction.
Yes. At least to some extent. It won't go further as there are muscles at the back and all about relaxing the front parts. There's no better exercise for your head than this exercise. It works like your washing machine. I will show you that in a second. I don't know who will be able to do it.
Maybe we could go to the carousel outside.
Yes, definitely outside. I will show you the way to do it.
То подобно так, як роблять.
It more or less looks like a wet dog shaking off the water. I will show you the way it works.
То зараз покажу, як то діла. Фактично треба так.
You have to sit in this position. Lean forward and lower down your head. Watch it now.
Ноги. Опустіть так ногу, голову. І зараз забачиш. Не можна того світити.
This exercise is not suitable for those with detached retina.
Сітківкою. А решті можна.
The other exercises are fine. Can you do it now? Eyes need to remain open. Your eyes need to see. Be open.
Отвертий повинен бачити.
I was nearly there.
It was okay. Now you should have a better vision. You can see difference from before and after exercise. Can you see more clearly? Yes. All we did was to move the eyes around and the sight gets better. There's one more good exercise connected with the problem of relaxing, stretching,
З тим, щоб розвузніти вместе
and proper working of the oblique eye muscles. I will show you how to do it.
скосні м'ясні, щоб працювали. Bardzo добре.
You have to paint a dot on the window and look first at the dot. Focus on the dot only.
На шибі зробіть кропочку. І бачить на шибу, наприклад, з кропкою, то на кропку. То зверніть так увагу.
I sometimes do it on the window, but if you can't paint a dot and there's nothing else around, you can use your finger.
Виберу пальцем.
First look at your finger. It can be a finger or a dot on the window. Doesn't matter. Then look far away behind your finger.
Я допрацював.
I changed Bates' method a little bit. He recommended looking at and far beyond your finger.
Але є ще Латвія, я так забачив, що коли ти палюшек не тільки тримаєш, а їм рушаєш.
I, in contrary, move my finger while doing this exercise, which is much easier. You stare at your finger for a few seconds carefully and then look into the distance for a moment. You keep looking and then again look closer at your finger. Just like this. Superb. It's even better.
Є ще є
I'm going to show you one more exercise. Again, I refined Bates' method a little bit.
життя іде, коли Бейтс був до дня дійсейшого вшистки вже.
The life have moved on since Bates sold in times, but the exercise he proposed is with the burning candle.
Тілом, головом, щоб то змінити.
You put a candle in front of you and you move your head from right to left so that your eyes can switch from black to white, from dark to light. Why is it important? Look here. Here we find muscles as well. Just right here. They are responsible for closing the lens. When we look directly at the sun, the lens almost close. When we enter dark room, it's wide open.
Неясне щось. Або коли темно, то розширяють.
Yes, it works like a camera shutter more or less.
Exactly. Where is the problem then? When we get older, these muscles don't work properly. Earlier we discussed the inside muscles. Now we are talking about the ones at the front. My eye drops are also good for these muscles. The inflammation can also appear in here sometimes. Despite the fact we nourish these part of the muscles, they still need stretching. In such case, not enough light is absorbed into the eyeball or too much light gets inside. There's only one exercise that can help. If you don't exercise, nothing will change. For 100%. This is the problem of a lot of older people who can't read in the evening or at night. They used to read a lot in the evenings but later couldn't see a thing.
It's too dark for them.
Their eyes need more light to read anything. It's all connected with this. It's all because these muscles need to be exercised. Although they are very tiny micro muscles, they play an important role in vision. They are important enough. If we don't feed them, they unfortunately won't work properly. So, let's come back to what I improved. Bates' exercise was about the burning candle placed 1 or 2 meters in front of you, and the way it works is when you look at the candle your lens closes. When you turn your head away from the light the lens opens. Instead of the candle I used a lamp. You can switch it on and off. You don't have to turn your head around anymore. You can just switch the light on and off, on and off. That's it. It's the same. And even better, the lamp is even better than the candle. Because the light of the candle gives only a very gentle glow, whereas the lamp emits a much stronger light. You switch it on, there's light. Switch it off, it's gone. Plus your eyes work. Fantastic thing. So, as you can see, we can all do it at home using very basic and simple objects.
What's next?
What's next? I think that all the exercises I have just showed you are sufficient enough to help restore your vision. If you feel your vision is getting worse, use the eye drops and do these exercises. It should be enough. You shall experience some positive changes very quickly. If your vision is extremely poor, then you need more time to heal it, about a year or so.
What about extreme cases? If someone would like to achieve an extreme sharpness for long distances, like for example, improve his vision to such an extent to be able to read a newspaper that is several meters away, there was that guy Mir Schneider who was born blind. He recovered his eyesight using the Bates method. He could drive a car even though his medical record stated he is blind. Being stopped by the police, he would show them the documents proving he is blind. He wildly even challenged some of them who can read vehicle registration plates better from the distance. Do you know of any exercises which can make you see even better than a normal healthy human?
Well, indeed, each human can expand his abilities. We all have such a potential. What I think is that if you completely lost your vision and you can restore your sight, it is already something supernatural. There are people who are blind in Russia but can read books, for example, as you say. So definitely, there is a method to achieve supernatural abilities, but you have to practice on a regular basis. It won't come to you just like this. You need to practice. It's all possible, but the question is, why would you need such abilities? What for? I think people don't appreciate what they already have.
Yes, it's the same with levitation. It's also possible, but what for? Is it useful?
If you can keep your eyesight in a good condition, then you are lucky enough. Really. We are not grateful at all. Get yourself a good eyesight. Live in a decent way. Your whole body can stop working just because of eyesight disorders. I have patients visiting me, looking and feeling very tired. Do you think I can help them if they wear their glasses?
A poor eyesight can also reflect the state when a man doesn't want to see things in life. literally, don't want to cope with things mentally.
Yes, there are many different theories about that aspect. In one of my books I said that in folk medicine we have various stories connected with that topic. Let me say this. Our dreams and fears manifest in our reality. Whatever you dream of or are scared of will manifest. How do you think it will manifest itself? Only God knows. The same happens with eyesight. If you don't want to see something, then God says so you don't need to see. That's just the way it is. If we still have some time, I can give you a really good example that I give to many of my students and patients. It perfectly corresponds with what you have just said. The way the dream materialization looks like. 5 years ago, a woman from Ukraine who lost her baby called me. She explained everything in detail. She didn't actually need my help as she understood everything herself. She just needed someone to talk to, someone to share her story with. The same way confession at the church works. She hoped I would pass her story to people to make them understand what the power of dreams is. It's a serious example I'm now giving. The woman could literally translate it and understood the message. It was a time when she started her studies at the University of Kiev. Her studies were connected to media. She wanted to do something connected with TV, and her biggest dream was to be famous. That was her biggest dream ever. She finally got married to a guy who didn't have a lot of money and prosperous future, so their financial situation was like most people. She didn't have any possibility to become famous. After some time she gave birth to a healthy child. The baby was fine and it was 6 months old when suddenly its body lost all functions in 1 second. The child became unconscious, lost all the life functions but could only breathe. She turned to a number of doctors and well-known specialists, but none of them could understand what had actually happened. It looked like baby's basic body functions remained, but the brain switched itself off. The baby went into a coma. What caused it? What was the reason? No one could understand what actually happened. She started collecting money in order to send the baby to the clinic in Germany. She needed 100,000 euros. That's what she needed for all the tests and treatment. They wouldn't treat her for less than that, so they started raising money. She asked her colleagues and university friends for help. They made a special program on TV to reach a wider audience and help her collect the money she needed. I saw that program. It was a live show with a sound artist who created art on a sheet of glass to music. The money from that was supposed to go to that woman. Interestingly enough, the artist who won that show didn't donate the money. The saddest part is that once the woman became famous from collecting money to her child, The child died, so it looked like the baby was needed to help the woman make her dream come true.
Yes, so the baby helped to make her dream come true.
Yes, but at what cost? Another interesting thing that woman told me about was that while she was studying, her dream was to live in one of the posh-looking glass buildings near her university. She just wanted to try living in one of these just once, even though it was not possible, because the rent was too expensive. Again, when she spent her time with the baby in the hospital windows were facing the very same glass buildings she liked so much. You can believe it or not. Her dream was to rent a very expensive apartment that she couldn't afford, then the only possibility was to look at it from the hospital window. Kiev is an expensive city, and it definitely was too expensive to rent an apartment there. And there she was in a hospital looking at these buildings.
So in a way we can say she made a mistake, because her subconscious mind accomplished the goal the way the subconsciousness wanted, but without any logic.
Each time you dream about something, it will come true, I promise you. It's 100% true. If you don't do anything to achieve your goals, if you yourself consciously don't make an effort, then it will be done for you. That's how the manifesting works in nature. There's a certain pattern in dreams realization. And it does work. You either get where you want with all the details involved, or you will be taken there by some natural universal law. So, eventually that woman collected the amount of money to go to Germany. Unfortunately, she got attacked by some gang and got robbed out of everything she had. She became severely injured and as a result became disabled. Moreover, her husband left her. There was no child. The woman was mentally and physically disabled. This is where the story of her life and dreams ends. 2 of her dreams actually came true. To live in a glass building. It came true. The second one to become famous, and so she did. End of the story. End of the dream, end of the life.
So what was her state of mind when she called you?
She was practically cut off from everything. She wanted me to give her some advice, but I couldn't help her. She already understood that lesson. She could explain it to me very wisely. The very same thing I'm explaining to you. She understood that whatever she dreamed of actually came true. The only thing I could tell her was to find a new dream. Keep dreaming. The same thing here. If you want to heal your eyes, just do something about it. If you don't want to change anything, then you will end up wearing glasses. If it's good, then it will be good, but if you don't do anything about it, it will stay the same. If you want something, just go and do it.
I heard a similar story of someone who wanted to have 1000 ZL. He broke his hand and he got 1000 ZL back from his health insurance company.
Yes, that's the way it works. It's 100% certain that it will happen. If you want money but you don't want to work, then you will have an accident and the money will come to you in a different way. No problem. It's life. I'm telling you. You have to understand how dreams and thoughts materialize. If your dream is to earn money, you will find a job. You find a job, you earn your money. But if you just want the money without a job, the universe will give it to you. But the question is how it's going to happen, and that would cost.
Yes, some people dream of having a job and sure, they find it, but so what? They only have a job.
Yes, it's only work for work, nothing else.
There is a saying, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it.
6 months ago I had a patient from England who said she doesn't like and can't accept one of my rules, that is fulfill your dreams. You saw it, didn't you? It's part of my auto-suggestion, you understand that, right? She deleted that sentence from the auto-suggestion I gave her. After some time she called me with a complaint that my methods don't work with her the way she expected them to. So asked her what exactly she expected to achieve. Tell me, where is her dream? What would you like to have? She crossed out all the dreams.
She only knew what she didn't want.
She crossed out all the dreams. She was in fact afraid of her own dreams. We have two things here, namely, what we dream of and what we think. There's a thought and there is a dream. So she feared her own thoughts, but she dreamed of something different. A man usually doesn't understand this. So I always ask my patients, what is it that you want? What is it that you dream of? Do you want to be healthy? So don't switch off the function responsible for manifestation. All of those who want to undergo any form of therapy should plan ahead. To live long, a man should plan his life ahead. How many years do you want to live? Do you want to be healthy, ill or disabled? Let me give you one more example. A friend of mine was driving a car with a gypsy. She suggested to give a palm reading to him. He gave her his hand. She looked at his palm and said, "You are going to live for 82 years. He was very satisfied. He then met another gypsy who also confirmed it. He was again very excited. He confirmed that again with the previous one, saying that another gypsy said the same thing. He will live 82 years. He then asked her, "So even if I have a car accident, I hit a tree, will I still live that long?" Her response was wise. Yes, she said, it's possible that nothing happens to you. But I'm not sure of the condition you end up on a wheelchair or not. So we have many different paths we can choose in life. You either plan it just the way you want, or it will be planned for you. This method really works. It's a very good method of how to materialize what you want. We spent most of our time speaking of various things, but this topic is important. If you remind me next time, maybe I can explain it more detail. I will talk about the way it works in general.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.